morning everybody. We're privileged today to have Gemma from Auckland coming over today. Now we've seen Gemma before at a couple of different courses, and you probably would have seen her in different capacities. But today she's here in the South Island and in Dunedin and at Focus Physio in her capacity as an ANF instructor. So she's wearing her ANF instructor cap today to come and bring us to Focus Physio and to the South Island what ANF is. So ANF stands for Amino Neuro Frequency, all right, which is relatively new to the world, I guess. Maybe started come about 2012, but it's even newer to New Zealand, all right. Now, as a clinic philosophy, we've always believed that different people respond to different types of treatments. It'll be really myopic to think of just because someone has an ankle or back injury that the back or ankle is the main source of problem, and that the problem is not somewhere else. All right, we do believe that even in the musculoskeletal type of thinking, based on regional interdependence that we've talked about, how a problem in one part of the body might actually be caused from somewhere else. So say you might have an injury in the back, but it can be caused from in the trunk or even in the hips or even in the ankle. All right, we're taking the next step. We do agree that certain treatments, certain injuries can be caused at a deeper level, at a systemic level, looking at the digestive system, the neural system, nerves, even the vascular system as well, that can cause problems in the back or in the spine, or even just injuries, especially chronic injuries and so on. All right, so we just want to have a brief chat about what Amino Neuro Frequency is. If you could just give us a brief idea of how you first got into it, and what sort of triggered that passion for you.
Thank you, Josh. Well, thanks for having me. If you remember, I was on a hunt last year, I think it was about last year, when I came across, I just became extremely frustrated to seeing so many wonderful people that were medicated for injuries that weren't really warranting some pretty extreme medication. And so I wanted to see is there anything out there that I could then do to provide different options for people. And so I actually stumbled across the ANF in my path when I was on a course with Dr. Perry Nicholson, and there was a comment that he made there that really got me excited about wanting to find out more. So off I went to New Jersey and learned about the Amino Neuro Frequency, and I was absolutely blown away with not only the results that I saw, but the possibilities of being able to reach people in lots of different ways. So Amino Neuro Frequency is a frequency-based therapy. It's drug-free, chemical-free, and it's a holistic approach, as you're talking about, in terms of looking at injuries. So Ida Rolf is one of the most famous quotes of hers is, "When you think it is, it ain't." So what I really find that the ANF is most helpful for is not just the discs that we apply to people, but in fact the holistic approach of looking at musculoskeletal injuries. When you're thinking about the body's priority system, we know that emotional stress, emotional trauma has the biggest impact on somebody, and it can set off a big cascade of events in the body, including overdrive through the adrenals, for example, which of course then releases excess cortisol, excess adrenaline into the system, and we know that has some of the most significant damage at our cellular levels, and including robbing our brain of our dopamine levels also as well. So these are things that we consider when I'm looking at somebody who comes into my space. I'm needing to know what kind of stresses have they had in their life. And then the next level that we'd have a look at is looking at the lymphatic system. And when we see a severe congestion of the lymphatic system, we know that there is systemic inflammation. We know the immune system is starting to be under stress, and therefore most of the resources are going to be going there and looking after keeping you surviving, as opposed to being able to help you heal with your injury. So as we go further down the line, as we talked about, we're looking more through then if the lymphatic's congested, we've got vascular stress as well, and then we're looking at the nervous system becoming under duress also with the hypoxia as a result of congested above systems, and down and down and down the line, and then the musculoskeletal comes in. So if I'm looking at an acute injury, for example, I can come in with my Amino Neuro Frequency and look at restoring. So as soon as you get damage in the area from an injury, you're going to have your oxidative stress, your inflammatory cells coming into the area as well, and then you're going to have starting to get the dendrites of the nerve starting to be attacked because of the consequences of having an injury. And so then we'll have a weakened signal into the body or into the central nervous system, and if it's not received, because there's 5 to 15 million frequencies per minute that runs through the central nervous system, if we can't receive a damaged or weakened frequency, we can't respond to it. So sometimes this is where we see those injuries that persist, or somebody comes in and they've got pain one day here and we fix that, and then pain pops up somewhere else. So we're looking at being able to restore the weakened frequencies by applying appropriate discs. So pain and inflammation is a big one that we do, and we can see pretty instant changes as soon as we apply the discs. If I've got my source right, if the person's well hydrated, and if I've selected the discs appropriately as well. So it's in what I've been experiencing, highly effective and a really neat, new, revolutionary way of being able to treat patients and get out to our communities. Again, drug-free and chemical-free, so you can't go wrong with that, right?
Cool, thank you very much. So yeah, we're really fortunate to have Gemma down here, just share a little bit of a passion, I guess. And I mean, as with everything, we're always keen to learn, see what's out there, and see how we can help our clients. I have mentioned that, you know, I'm still a little skeptical to it, and just
I expect you to be.
Yeah, good. I mean, it's always. I mean, we've always adopted the principle of whenever we go on a course, we go in with a cynical mind, but being open at the same time, just to see what's out there.
Well, look, my learning curve in this therapy has been that as well. You know, to be able to conceptualize how this is even possible is just kind of going over and over again, and then when you experience it for yourself, you then are able to see what it can do. So I've recovered through nearly full recovery from adrenal fatigue, and it's been the Amino Neuro Frequency that's been able to help me with that. But along this pathway, learning curve, there's been times where I haven't got the response that I know is that fully hard to believe that this therapy is capable of doing. And so when I revisit that, it's either I haven't got the source or I've applied too high of a frequency. So often people want to go, just smash me out, give me the highest power frequency you've got, thinking that's going to be what's going to work for them, when often it's not. And it's a looking about being able to palpate and see how tender is that area, so then I can apply a lower frequency so the nervous system can pick it up, because if it's too damaged, a higher power is not going to work for it at all. But yeah, the more I've delved into it, the more I've looked into it, the more I've researched, the more I've hunted, because of those waxes and wanes of trying to go, how is this even possible? The more it is, it's really possible. So I expect a skeptic. I'd be disappointed if you were.
Excellent.
And we'll change that by the end of the weekend, I'm sure.
Cool. Yeah. So I mean, who knows? By the end of the week, we'll be happy to put a few discs on you, but just to I guess just opening our minds, opening our horizons, just see what's out there, and there's so much in the world that we don't understand, and it'd be really ignorant of us just to dismiss something just because we don't understand. All right, so we're looking forward to the rest of the weekend learning. Hope to see you in the clinic sometime.